What is going on, guys? My name is your Digital IT, and today I'm going to be talking about my 2023 predictions for War Thunder. Now, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is jets. So, the jets I'm going to be talking about that are probably going to come to the game are the F-15 and the F-18. I could see these two jets coming in to War Thunder for America in rank 8 this year. We'll probably see the F-18 in a later year, and we might see the F-15 maybe more early, maybe middle. This one is on the list, but this one is definitely just a maybe. More than likely it's not. But the F-117, the F-117 Nighthawk, I believe is what it's called. I forgot what its name is, but I'm sure you know what the F-117 is. It's basically a stealth strike aircraft, but currently War Thunder is not in strike yet. Next I have, I believe that is the Su-27. This jet will probably come to War Thunder. More than likely, it'll come to War Thunder in the future as the next jet for Russia. Next I have is the Su-24. I could see this jet branching off of either the MiG-27 or the Su-17. I could also see like an Su-22 being in for after the Su-17 M4. Next, I have the Eternard on my list as the possible jets that could be coming to the game. This one, it will probably come either more mid or later for France, because I think we are done with the Mirages now. So the next jet I can see coming to the game is the Eternard. And next I have on my list as well is more Mirages. We could possibly see more Mirages, more versions of the Mirage, like possibly the Mirage 4000 coming to the game as I don't know, maybe more later in the year, or possibly next year, or not at all. But the Mirage 4000 will probably show up eventually. Next I have is the F-20. I could possibly see this jet coming to the game. That's not it. The F-20 Tiger Shark. I could see this jet coming to the game, branching off of the F-5E, and in between the F-5E and the F-16, but it could also be in a different branch as well. Next I have is the, if I'm correct here, the MiG-31, and the MiG-31. This jet will probably come to the game more later or not at all. This one's also on the maybe list because this is a interceptor jet and one of the fastest jets, going almost Mach 3, possibly being a Mach 3 capable jet before its engines decide to just give up. Hello everybody, this is just a little update because I forgot to mention one other thing, and that is the MiG-25. I forgot to mention it. That was also on the list. I was looking back editing this video and realized I forgot one jet, and that was the MiG-25. This jet, as I said before, might, well, have I not said, but that I was going to say, might not come to the game at all. But it would be a very interesting jet to see come to the game. Maybe sometime this year, maybe sometime next year, but this jet would be very interesting to see. I just forgot to mention that. Back to the rest of the video. Right. Next I have, this one is another strike aircraft coming in for America, and that is the F-111 Aardvark. I could see this jet coming to the game soon. Maybe newer if War Thunder decides to have like a bomber update, which might not happen, and bombers would be added like as a separate thing where there's more major updates and the side pieces are a bomber here and there. Next I have, that is actually all, that is it for jets. Next I have bombers. The first bomber I want to talk about is the B-52 Stratofortress coming to the game. I could see the B-52 Stratofortress coming to the game for as like just a side piece. But if they do add this jet in the game, they would have to make it possibly a 9.0, 9.3 jet, so that if it is 9.7, it'll get destroyed. It'll just be up tiered to go against the Russians, like a MiG-21 BIS, or not that, just an M7T. But if it does get up tiered, it goes against some pretty good stuff. If it's a 10.0, but 9.3, I can see it being a reasonable tier for the B-52. Now for the jets, I can just see the jets for their battle ratings. Depends on some of them being like 12.0, some will be like 11, and some will be 11 points, or well, 12.0, 12.3. I believe this year we will see the first jets of 13.0. I believe that we will get into the BR ranks of 13.0, because we will definitely see 12.0 by the end of this year, more than likely. Next bomber I have is the Tu-95. The Tu-95 for Russia. I could see this bomber coming to the game, maybe. Not a lot of bombers for, Russia in a top tier. They did get one, the Yak-38, but that bomber is kind of crappy. It is a good, or not Yak-38, Yak-28, my bad. It is a good jet bomber, but it doesn't have a big bomb load. The biggest bomb it can carry is a 3,000 kilogram bomb, the Fab 3000. But the Tu-95 would be a nice bomber to see at possibly like 9.0 or 9 point, I don't know, 7, 10.0. It will be interesting to see that bomber come to the game. Next I have is the V bombers, the Vulcan, the Avro Vulcan. I would love to see this bomber come to the game for Britain, because Britain does not have really many top tier bombers. They do have the Buccaneer S2, but that's clarified as a strike aircraft. But, I mean, even though I'm pretty sure the Buccaneer is a bomber, I would love to see the Vulcan bomber come to the game, because this would be just a nice jet to see, But with that, there would have to be a lot of map changes and stuff. Next I have is the B-58. The B-58 Hustler. Yep, I could definitely see this bomber coming to the game. Definitely before or after. Definitely after the F-105D. This bomber will probably be like a 10.7 or 10.3 bomber because of how fast it is. Man, my predictions are a little all over the place. Mostly bombers, but mostly jets. But I do have some more stuff. Next is the B-36 Peacemaker. This bomber will probably come to the game in the next coming, probably, maybe definitely this year. But I mean, I would love to see this bomber come to the game. It would be interesting to see. I actually have more bombers, I realized. The B-1B Lancer. This is definitely, it could come to the game either never or soon. But I could see it coming either late this year, like November, December, or early next year if they do add this bomber. I don't see it coming anytime soon because of the year. America, or like War Thunder, does it by years sometimes, I've noticed, where everything's like, oh, the higher the years, the more stuff that's added, like the F-14 and the F-16. They just completely skipped the F-15, probably because of its history of never being shot down and the amount of kills it has. But, you know, that's just the power of the F-15. Next is another bomber for Russia. Wow, I have a lot of bombers for other nations, but I don't have any for France and Sweden. Well, Sweden definitely needs a bomber, but I don't think it does have one. Next is the Tu-160. This bomber, maybe late this year, early next year, I could see it coming to the game. It is a jet bomber. That'll probably be 11.0, and the B-1B would be 11.0, but a B-1 is a stealth. I was going to mention one jet, but never did because I heavily doubt that it will be added anytime soon this year. But if War Thunder comes out with a bunch of updates, maybe. That is the JAS-39 Gripen. Everybody wants to see this. I do. I want to see this jet come to the game. But it is a 4th gen fighter, and we did get into 4th gen, so I could see this possibly come to the game, but it is a 4.5 generation fighter. That's what it says. Alright. That is about it for all aircraft. Now on to the more good stuff. Jeez. On to the good stuff. Navy. I can see with the late 298D being added, France getting a Navy. I can see the French getting a naval update. I currently do not know any naval battleships and stuff coming to the game, or in general, I don't know any French naval ships, but I will show some on screen with the names, and I'm sure that a lot of people will be like in the comments telling me, oh, this. Yeah. Next is a Chinese fleet. China might get a fleet this year, is one of my predictions. Is France and China will get a fleet. But the #1 nation I think that will get a fleet because of the late 290D hydroplane is France getting a fleet. I can see them getting, you know, their own naval tech tree, which will be very cool to see. Next, which I'm sure which is definitely going to happen. This is not really a prediction. This is something that everybody knows. More maps, but on my prediction, I put bigger maps for the 4th generation jets because right now, I mean, every now and then you get into a simulation map, but War Thunder needs to do something where certain jets, like the F-16 and MiG-29, I mean, they don't have to do it, but I mean, I'm sure they won't. Maybe they will. I don't know. I don't know much about Gaijin doing this stuff. But that is making it so bigger maps are more common for the 4th gen jets. And, you know, every now and then they get into a smaller map, but that's because of its missiles and stuff and how fast they are and its radar and all this. But I think if bigger maps would just make it less fun, but adding more bigger maps, not too big, but big enough where it's fun, if you understand what I mean. Bigger maps to the point where, you know, you see someone, you shoot them, and then you gotta search for a bit. Oh, look, another one. It's not like, oh, there's one, like with the F-14 where it can just lock and launch the second it, yeah. BR changes. Definitely gonna see a bunch of BR changes for a lot of stuff. F-14 might get a BR change with it because of its missile. F-16, I think the more coming years, it'll probably get bumped up to 12.0. Eventually, once 12.0 becomes a thing, it'll probably be bounced up. Tornado, IDS Marine Flieger, maybe. I mean, it'll probably stay at 10.7, but if it does get up tier, it'll probably get up BR change to 11. This is mostly focused on the higher top tier jets or newer 4th generation jets. MiG-29 will also probably be bumped to 12.0 when that becomes a thing. It's just, you know, a bunch of stuff for all this stuff. There's going to probably be a bunch of BR changes for tanks and stuff when, obviously, the more coming updates come and stuff where higher stuff comes. And I'm sure, but this is not on my prediction, more tanks because we'll probably get prototype tanks and maybe upgraded versions. We might get more strikers and stuff for War Thunder. But the thing is, we have practically for every generation the newest generation of tanks. I mean, we have the T-72 B3. We have that. We have the M1A2 SEP. We have the highest gen tanks for right now. I'm sure there's other tanks that haven't been added that are newer, but I'm sure those are classified tanks. Probably, I don't know if there are. I'm sure there is classified tanks all over the place. There's classified info on everything. Yeah. Oh, more about naval. The Bismarck and the Yamato. I could possibly see them coming this year. Where Germany will get its beloved Bismarck and Japan. Where's Japan? There's Japan. Will get its beloved Yamato battleship. Because currently we are getting into 7.0 for battleships. And I could see in the coming years getting the Bismarck and, or not coming years, possibly this year, the Bismarck and the Yamato. But those two might have its own separate update where it'll be the Bismarck, the Yamato, and probably like the French Navy. That would be cool where there's a whole big naval update that could... I mean, there is a bunch of players that do play naval, but in my opinion, I don't play Navy that much. I don't find it fun. I find it too boring and long. Maybe because I barely play and haven't really given it a chance. But I could see with this huge update, a lot of players going into the naval tech trees, unlocking like their favorite battleship. Like the Bismarck and the Yamato for Japan. The Yamato is definitely a fan favorite, and the Bismarck, which I'm surprised isn't here yet, will be a big fan. Next on my list that'll probably more than likely happen this year is the adding of submarines. We might see submarines be added to the game. Not newer, but more like older submarines come to the game. I'm sure there is a bunch of World War II submarines that could be added, like the U-boat. Yeah. Yes. Bunch of, damn, that's a lot. But yeah, World War II submarines being added. I can see submarines getting, like, you know, how Navy has blue water and coastal. I'm sure they'll see, like, submarines where it'll be called underwater fleet. I don't know. That would be cool, seeing underwater fleet for submarines. But, I wonder how it would do its, BR. Because, yeah. This one's on the maybe list, but I heavily doubt it. Aircraft carriers. Playable aircraft carriers. That would be fun to see some playable aircraft carriers come to War Thunder because of, you know, I don't know, because of how cool it is. Like you can launch planes that can go and attack stuff, and then you have all these like little side cannons. I'm pretty sure some aircraft carriers have cannons that are that can be used, obviously. But I could see aircraft carriers coming to the game. Maybe, I don't know. That would be cool to see, where you can launch planes at somebody, and those planes that are AI controlled can, you know, dive bomb on them, or you can play as a plane and lead a squadron, which would probably cost a lot of money to do. And you can lead the planes and command, oh, go here, go there, but it'll probably cost a lot of money for coding and all that. But yeah, playable aircraft carriers. And the last thing, which probably won't happen for a while since we just got one, and that is a new tech tree. But we just got Finland. Now, maybe we will see a branch tech tree or a new whole tech tree in general, like how Israel was added, where we could possibly see a whole another tech tree. But right now, we have Finland, the branch of Sweden, just a branching tech tree. We might see more branching tech trees, but the thing is, of what would it branch off of? Because I don't know any other tech trees that are coming to my mind right now that could be added to Warthunder. And yeah, that is about it for my 2023 predictions for Warthunder. If there is anything that I had missed, please let me know down in the comments below. Anything that you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments below. Also, please hit that subscribe button. When you comment to this video, hit that subscribe button. That'll make my day. And also, I'll see you guys next time, and have fun with the grind. I'll be back. That intro made no sense.